Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Lalit Rao, and I thank you for watching this video about great philosophers. Today, I'm going to speak to you about Confucius, the great Chinese philosopher who was born in 551 BC, died in 479 BC. In Chinese language, Confucius is known as Kung Fu Tzu or Kung Tzu, whose English translation is Kong the Master or Venerable Master Kong. Born in poverty in Lu town of Shantung province, Confucius devoted his life in order to relieve suffering among poor through administrative and governmental reforms. Confucius was the Chinese sage whose name is associated with Confucianism, a body of beliefs and practices based on his teachings. Confucius attracted a growing number of pupils during his lifetime as he emphasized on ethics and tradition. Lun Yu, Analects of Confucius, a compilation of his teachings, was published after his death. The Chinese state adopted Confucian philosophy within 300 years of his death. However, as a basis for government, it was dropped by the Chinese government in 1912 after the revolution. In 496 BC, Confucius embarked on a period of wandering as he wanted to persuade different rulers to practice his moral doctrines. Confucius lived through turbulent times of civil unrest in China. His teachings were aimed at putting moral principle into the exercise of political power. Confucius believed that by cultivating humanity, Zen, a person achieves greatness in personal and public life. It is when all individuals do this, happiness is achieved. Li is another major element of Confucian philosophy. It originally means a religious sacrifice. By extension, its different meanings are rules of propriety, good form, decorum. Li plays the role of a higher law of natural law. Hence, Confucianism stands for the defense of the moral significance of the extant traditional forms of social order. Confucius also gave the world the principle of Tao or Dao, which is the way to live within the structures of the social order, adopting the virtues appropriate to a son, mother, ruler, etc. It was in his 50s that Confucius was given an office, but he soon resigned because it represented a lack of power. At the age of 67, Confucius returned to his birthplace, Lu in Shandong province, to devote himself to teaching. He died 5 years later. His grave outside Khufu continues to remain a center of pilgrimage. So this was my talk about Confucius, the great Chinese philosopher. Now I move on to discuss his philosophy of Confucianism. Confucianism is the name of a practical philosophy which was derived from the teachings of Confucius. It is influential in China and some other Far Eastern countries. According to Confucianism, the origin of things is observed in the union of yin and yang. They are two great opposite but complementary forces which work in the cosmos. Yin represents female, it is cold, dark, passive power. Yang represents male, it is light and warmth. In Confucianism, human relationships follow the patriarchal pattern. Chinese political government, social organization and individual conduct was shaped by Confucian principles. However, in 1912, after the revolution, Confucian philosophy as a basis for government was dropped by the Chinese state. Confucianism teaches that harmony is found by following the right actions of piety and respect, religious ritual and righteousness. In Confucianism, there is a provision to rebel against those who stand in the way of human goodness, such as unjust rulers. According to Confucian doctrine, the Emperor of China was regarded as the father of his people through his appointment by heaven to rule. The superior man was considered the ideal human, and filial piety represented the chief virtue. The ancestor worship consisted of accompanying a high morality. As part of Confucian practices under the emperor, Sacrifices were made to heaven and earth, heavenly bodies, imperial ancestors, and to nature gods. In 1912, at the time of the revolution, in 1912, at the time of the revolution, these practices were abolished. A regular practice which continues to be followed at home involves ancestor worship. It is better expressed as reverence and remembrance. Finally, it needs to be stated that under communism, Confucianism continued, although the communist leader Mao Zedong undertook an anti-Confucius campaign for 2 years, 1974 to 1976. It was not pursued by the succeeding governments. In modern time, Confucianism is experiencing a major revival as Chinese people are realizing the importance of moral values in a new capitalist